Hey guys, it's Georgia B. Welcome back for day 6. I warned you yesterday that this video may be emotional, but let's see how we go. Thankfully, I was finally out of my sling and not in nearly as much pain, so that was nice. So on day 6, we visited Rawannala, which is a school for children aged 0 to 20 with multiple disabilities and visual impairment. Here we met Maria, who guided us through the school and talked about who they are and what they do. We also met a few of the students along the way as well. So Rawannala was founded in 1973 by 4 members of the Java Christian Church, but they welcome students of all religions. The school supports children through 3 levels of education, including early intervention, so ages 0 to 6, basic educations from 7 to 14 years, and vocational education, including 15 to 20-year-olds. They have a functional curriculum with 4 pillars. Go away. Which is to live, to love, to work, and to play. So there's currently 65 students at the school, supported by 13 teachers and 14 teachers' assistants. They also have a dormitory and orphanage, which can house 18 students, available for children aged 7 to 20 with specific conditions. In Indonesia, orphanage has a different meaning, so some of the students actually do have families. And there's also a senior home for graduates over 20 years old to reside if they have no family. One of the big focuses of Rawannala is trying to break the stigma that the children are cursed because they have these disabilities. They're slowly succeeding with this, with the School for the Blind in Semarang now having a MDVI program with 9 students. Another school in Lampung also now has a MDVI classroom. So there's a tier system for caregivers, teachers' assistants, and teachers. Staff must be high school or university graduates and must work at the school for at least a year before they become accredited. Rawannala has trouble finding staff due to the small pay and the hard work, but they're grateful for everyone that works there, just the kindness of their hearts. Maria explained that there are some really difficult days mentally, as it can be really distressing to see the children struggle. There can also be some physical pain for the teachers, who are often hurt by the children because they don't really know what's going on. The staff are really well trained in this though, and are able to calm the children down and ensure that no one else gets hurt. These amazing people just blew my mind with how kind they were. It's just like any other school really, in that they teach the children the skills that they need, which is where those pillars come in. They have a canteen as well where some of the older students work to teach them communication and mathematics. The children also make jewellery and other gifts to sell, which gives them an allowance to spend at the canteen at the end of the month. So most of us, including me, bought some jewellery from them. I've got it hanging in my room as we speak. The school also has a band, who are willing to perform for us, and this is where most of us got really emotional. This group of students, all with multiple disabilities and impairments, were just amazing. They blew us away. When they began to perform their first song, Never Enough, from the Greatest Showman soundtrack, I don't think there was a dry eye in the room. After the band had performed a couple of songs for us, they also invited us to join them in singing, which again was really emotional. They were just incredibly gifted and kind to let us experience this with them. Once we'd finished the tour of the school, Sean gifted the school some books and utensils from back home, and the teachers were incredibly grateful for this. They obviously couldn't take everything because they do have specific things that they're allowed to use in the school, but they were grateful for the books and stuff that they could take. The stories that we heard from Maria about students, both past and present, were just amazing as well. Some of them really broke our hearts, but some of us also gave us hope as well. So it was really good. After the trip to Rawanaala, we decided to go up to the highlands to see a tea plantation. Poor Wayne got really sick on the way up and had to take a taxi back to hotel. The drive up was lovely. It was a bit windy, so anyone that suffers from travel sickness wouldn't have had much fun, but I thought it was really good. The views on the way up were beautiful, even though it was quite foggy and overcast. We made it up to the top to see the tea plantation, stopping on the side of the road for a couple of group photos and stuff before walking up through the tea plants. This was quite a struggle for me as I do have bad knees, but I got there in the end. And the views were amazing. We took another couple of group photos before everyone sort of wandered off into their own little friendship groups for more photos. Probably sounds a bit pathetic, and looking back on it now, I wish I did something about it, but I felt really alone. I didn't have anyone that wanted to take pictures with me. So at this point I was not feeling too good, and I really missed my partner and wished he was there to help me. Looking back now, I wish I had the courage to ask other people for pictures, but at the time I just didn't have the strength, especially after the emotional morning that we'd had. So after the tea plantation, we went back to the IPB Hotel and Convention Centre in Bogor to change and get ready for dinner at B Steakhouse. Amazing. After eating a lot of rice and curry for the last 6 days, I think we were all glad to get a decent steak. So after dinner, I was glad to get a relatively early night after the emotional day. Alright, so that was day 6. I managed to get through it without completely falling apart and crying, so that's a win. I'll be back tomorrow for a rundown with day 7, which is basically our final day of activities in Indonesia. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.